Hi there, welcome to my channel. Please do me a big favor, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. Also, Robinhood. If you guys sign up using my link, you can possibly get up to $200 worth of free stocks. Please, use my link in the description below, sign up to Robinhood, and get that free money. Well, as you guys can see here, this is my portfolio, and today was a really good day in the markets. So we're up a whole lot. Still not making a new all-time high, but headed there in that direction. And as you guys know, my focus is dividends because I want to get paid now. I want to get paid on a monthly basis. And so let's just make this a little bit bigger. As you guys can see, this information is the same. Close to $60,000 on an annual basis. Close to $5,000 on a monthly basis. So still this information is the same. Nothing has really changed here. But I continue to make dividends on a monthly basis because I need money now. I want to make the money now. And I'll be honest with you, this monthly income from dividends has surpassed my monthly income from my job. Now, this didn't happen overnight. I started investing in 2016, so it's taken some time to get here, to get to this point. And so probably the reason why the market has gone up so high today, or has just skyrocketed today, was probably because of this inflation rate. So as you guys can see here in March, when the inflation rate was at 3.5, if you guys can see over here towards the right side, here's March. In March, the inflation rate ticked up by 0.3% from February. So from February, 3.2% to March, 3.5% was a 0.3% uptick in inflation. And so that was bad news for the market, and there was a dump in the market for about like a 5% dump or a 5% pullback. And so in April, it did tick down, but only by 0.1%. But still, I mean, it's good news. It's headed back down, and hopefully it continues going down because the Fed wants inflation down to 2%. So there's still some ways to go, and hopefully soon this goes down to 2%. Once they hit that 2%, then probably they'll start cutting rates, and the market will begin to once again just pump, which is what we're looking forward to, the market pumping. Now, even if the market pumps, it's great news. But even if the market doesn't pump, I mean, I'm still getting paid dividends. So even when the market had that 5% pullback, still making dividends, still getting paid. And even now, the market's pumping. So still getting paid. I'm looking forward to getting paid some more dividends. The month isn't over. I get paid dividends all month long. So there's still some dividends that should be coming in towards the end of the month here. Now, today I'd like to talk to you guys about Monopoly. Don't know if you're familiar with the game. It's a fun game. Me and my family like to play it. And so on one occasion, when we were playing, I thought that I could use this new strategy. So there's a point in the game when you pass go, you collect $200. And so I thought to myself, you know what, I'm just going to try to collect $200, and I'm not going to spend any of it. I'm just going to try to get to go as fast as I can, pass go, collect the $200. And so that's what I was doing. Roll the dice, try to get big numbers, and try to pass go and collect that money. So I was collecting, 200 Monopoly money, while my children were buying up properties, buying houses, buying hotels, putting all that on their properties. And while my supply of monopoly money was getting bigger and bigger and bigger because I was just collecting 200 every time I passed go, their supply of cash was getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they were buying all these properties. They were buying properties, buying the houses, buying the hotels. And so I thought, this is a good strategy. I'm winning. Until, of course, eventually I started landing on all of their properties. And so I started landing on their properties and I started having to pay them all my money until eventually I landed on one of my daughter's properties. And she had the hotel, I think it was Park Place. So it was one of the really expensive ones. And she had a hotel on it. She had very little monopoly money left. But as I landed there and she took all my money away because it was like over $1,000 in monopoly money. So she took all my money away and she was really happy. She won the game. And I immediately lost. And you know what? One of the unfortunate things is that a lot of people live just to pass go. And all they want to do is I just want to get to Friday to get my check. I just want to get to the end of the month. I just want to pass go. And that's all they're doing. And so people are living this way. They get their money. They spend it all on stuff, right? The new fancy car, the new clothes, the nice shoes. And so people spend their money on all kinds of stuff instead of buying something that's going to pay you something. Buying those, houses, buying those hotels, like in Monopoly. And so people don't buy things that pay them money. And so when I started back in 2016, the first ETF that I bought that was a monthly payer, a monthly dividend payer, was SPHD. I still own it today. I still got some shares today. And it should be somewhere in here, SPHD. Let's look here. Yes, here it is. SPHD. Invesco S&P 500, high dividend, low volatility. So as you guys can see here, it's worth $45.22. So back in 2016, I started buying this. I bought it and sold it back then. And recently I've been buying more now. But when I first bought this ETF, it was like about 40 bucks. I bought one just to see what would happen. And so I bought one, and back in 2016, it was probably paying like about, I guess like 12 cents or something like that. And so I bought it, I held on to it, and I got paid that first dividend. It was about 12 or 15 cents, something like that. And I thought like, wow, this money just made me money. And yeah, it's volatile. It was going up, it was going down in value, but nonetheless, it paid me something. And so I figured I could probably buy one of these every month, right? I can spare $40 a month, right? I can stop going to the coffee. I can cut the cable. I can stop watching Netflix or whatever, right? I can cut something out that I usually buy that I don't need to buy SPHD. And so I started doing that. And so I started buying a share a month. And I remember hitting $1. I was like, wow, well, this is a milestone for me, right? Getting $1 in dividends. That's $1 I didn't work for. Then $1, then $10, $20, $100. That was a great milestone for me. And the greatest milestone, was $1,000 a month. And that was really great. So hitting $1,000 a month, that like, wow, this thing's paying me $1,000. Obviously, it wasn't just SPHD by then. It was various different ETFs, a combination of ETFs that are all monthly payers. But then all of a sudden, I started making $1,000 a month. I'm like, wow, $1,000 a month that I didn't work for, getting paid $1,000 a month because I was buying these assets. I was buying something that's putting money in my pocket, something that's paying me something. And so once you're making like $1,000 here every month and you don't have to work for it, I mean, now you can take that 1,000 and buy that thing you want to buy. You buy the new pair of shoes or the new clothes, or you want to go get a new car, I suppose. Now you do it because now you have something that you don't even have to work for it, but it's paying you. It's making you money. And so that's the idea here, because simply passing go is not enough. You're not going to win the game that way. You got to pass go, and you got to buy the properties. You got to buy the houses. You got to buy the hotels. Now, I'm just talking about the game, Monopoly, of course, but in life even, you get paid. You pass go, right? You get that money, that Monopoly money. Of course, now I'm talking about real money, obviously. And what do you do with it? You buy assets. You buy things that put money in your pocket. And then that money becomes almost like an employee to you. That money is making you money. And it's a really great thing because it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. So as you guys can see, this has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger as time has gone on. As you can see here, I am just a little bit above over the $250,000 mark. And this money is making me close to $5,000 a month, more than I make at work. Okay. And my job is not an easy job. It's a physical job. I don't sit in front of a computer. I don't sit at a desk. No, that's not my job. I'm lifting up heavy metal, making holes in metal, welding metal. I mean, it's not an easy job. But nonetheless, over time, I have been able to reach this point. Thanks be to God. So God has allowed me to get to this point. And I say that honestly, I got to give credit to God, because He is the one who has allowed me to get to this point. And so this is something that anyone can do. Anyone can do this. Anyone can start just setting a little bit aside to buy an asset in the markets, in the stock market. It's probably the easiest way to actually start building up something that's going to pay you money on a monthly basis. Now, there are other strategies that you can take. There are other things that you can do. Once you get started doing it, you can learn how to maybe day trade. You can learn how to maybe swing trade, selling covered call options. And like on this one, as I've mentioned before, I sell covered call options on this ETF. And this ETF is, these shares, this 1,700 shares are probably going to get called away from me this time around, because I did sell a covered call option at a strike price of $83. So they're probably going to get called away from me this time. And in a further video in the future, I can explain how that works. Well, obviously, none of this is financial advice. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. And also, the link. Use that Robinhood link in the description below. Get that free money. Get those free stocks. Well, thanks so much for watching. God bless, and you guys have a great one. See you in the next one.